friends call him Zeus. He's from Dallas, Texas. Powerful chiropractor. Has opened 2 practices since 2011, both of them smoking. He is part of taking care of a high school teams that are ranked top 50 in the country. He's bringing his passion to the stage, and I ask that you honor Andy, you ask to honor Zeus and the Mile High movement by giving his full attention and bringing the energy out. Please welcome Dr. Zeus.
Talk to you guys this morning, talk about a little bit about my journey. I think everybody, all you legends, I mean, we like up here talking and we got legends in the room. I remember sitting in board review and Ms. Irene Gold was just like yelling at us, you know, getting us through school, some presidents, you know, we got some big guns in here, so I'm just honored to be here in front of you guys. And Danny and Rochelle, thank you guys for bringing me up. I'm going to talk about disruption. Disruption in the community, disruption in the profession. So, just a little bit about myself. I practice with my wife, Dr. Tiandra Cornish. She's with the beautiful kids right now. She was tired. We kept her up all night last night. I turned 34 yesterday, and all my family is like, thank you. And my family's like, you're going to Colorado for a conference on your birthday? I'm like, it's not about me, guys. It's not about me. It's like we gotta get the profession together. They don't know what I'm talking about. But, you know, I think I'm gonna send them some money and stuff. They're gonna be all right on my birthday. How about that? So, my wife and I, so I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. And I got Thug Life University in there because I'm a street kid. And it's okay. And I don't care if I ruffle some feathers. I sold a lot of coke and a lot of weed in my time. But I'm here in front of you today. You know what I mean? And I got into chiropractic different from a lot of people. I was playing some football professionally, and it just wasn't working out. You know, when I was in school, you know, All-State and all that stuff, it's like, dude, you're going to the NFL, you're going to the NFL. And then you get to playing with those guys who's really good, you find out how good you really are. You're not that good. So, I'm trying to figure out my life. And I'm driving a really nice car. I'm driving a really nice car, and I'm in New Orleans, Louisiana, just driving around trying to figure out what I'm doing. I had some money, you know, the perk, the weed was good at that time, so I had all the good gadgets and all the money. And I'm at a red light, Texas, and a guy rear-ends me in this really nice car that I got. Boom! Get out the car, check myself. The car I'm driving, I really can't afford it. I'm not playing football anymore, I can't afford it. And the car's totaled. And I'm like excited because I no longer have to pay that expensive car note. The ambulance come, it's a bad accident. The ambulance come, they're like, are you okay? And I'm like about to say yes. And this lady who was a witness to the accident, she said, don't you say that, boy, you better tell them you hurt. I said, well, yeah, I don't need to ride an ambulance, but I'm hurt, I need to go to the doctor. So I started going to a chiropractor in my college town, just trying to figure out my life. And I go to a chiropractor, and the dude is open on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. And he was a nice guy. You know, I used to have him on my website. His name's Mickey Jennings down in Thibodeau, Louisiana. And, you know, I didn't even know what chiropractic was. This guy had never even adjusted me. I was going to get a check. You know what I mean? I'm broke, I need money, I'm going to get a check. So I asked him one day towards the end of my care, at the time, I knew it as treatment. At the time of my treatment, that's what he called it. He said, I said, man, I want to know how much money you're making because I'm trying to figure out my life. He said, I make 200 G's a year. I said, you make what? 200 G's? I don't make that selling drugs. What? I said, where do I sign up? So he said, I went to Texas Chiropractic College, there's one in Dallas. I'm in Atlanta, you know, when I was playing football, I was in Atlanta, so I was like, I'm familiar with Atlanta. There's a school in Atlanta, I already have a house there. So then it's like, I'm going to Atlanta. I had never visited like university. I did everything online. That man told me he made 200 G's. I figured if he worked 2.5 days a week and made 200 G's, I could work 5 days a week and made 400. So I took my stuff and moved my ass to Atlanta. I get to school, and I'm in first quarter, and Dr. Koch is talking about subluxation and all this. I'm like, I don't know what I got myself into. Everybody know what he's talking about. I don't know. I'm in the back of the text. I'm in the back of the class texting, and I'm telling my buddy, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I may need a shipment out here in Atlanta. So, I mean, if I send you guys, I'm just telling the truth, man. Real, man. It's Thug Life University. You know what I mean? It's all good. So, I get into first quarter, and there's a teacher, Dr. Muller, she's teaching Gonstead, and she's telling us about, you gotta do that, you guys with the life. You remember Dr. Muller? Yeah, you hit it. So I remember everyone's doing their first adjustment. Now, I'm gonna backtrack. When I was in, all of my friends, I was into making money, but I wasn't like a thug as far as shooting and killing. I was the bruiser. You know, I was always good with my hands. We go out to fight. Anybody got an issue, they didn't pay my buddy his money, I beat them. Crap out of it. And that was me, I was the bruiser. So, I was always good with my hands. I actually was arrested, convicted of assault and battery for knocking a couple people out at one time. It was like a big fight, and I just came through and I just slugged everybody. Boom, 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 and I'm not kidding. I was good with my hands. So we get back to chiropractic, and my mom used to say, man, you got good hands, but you use them for the wrong thing, man. You need to calm down. My mom, I'm calm. You just don't know they owe us money and you gotta pay for it, one way or the other. So Dr. Mullen is teaching us to do the adjustment. And I remember the first try, boom! I was like, that shit moves! Oh my goodness! I thought I was good in football. I wasn't. And they got this thing called chiropractic that I just fell into because of money. And I fell in love with chiropractic at that time. I realized there was something that I'm really good at. So I gotta chase this thing down. I gotta chase it down. So I started going to all the seminars, everything about adjusting Gonstead Club. Man, I was certified proficient in Activate. I just wanted it all because I'm like, I'm gonna be the best adjuster I'm gonna be, and I'm gonna take care of the whole world. Whole world. And then I meet Michael Viscarelli. White dude from Maine, this big old beard, wannabe friend, a dude from the hood. I'm like, what's he trying to do? Like, why is he trying to be my friend? What's up with this dude? He's with these other guys, and they're screening on the weekend, and they're going to dinner talks with other doctors. We're nowhere near graduating. I'm like, they're just trying to use me for my time. I ain't got time for this shit. I'm going home, I'm gonna sell weed, and I'm gonna play NBA 2K on the PlayStation all day. I stuck with those guys. I was friends with those guys, but I wasn't doing what they were doing. Me being the best adjuster I can be wasn't going to allow me to take care of my whole entire community. So I moved out here with my wife. We moved to Colorado Springs. We was actually a part of 100% chiropractic. Those people got a good business model. It wasn't money for me. We had the money. We actually put our own money into the office, but we needed guidance because I had guidance. I had a set of people, but I wasn't doing what they're doing. So we came out here, moved to Colorado from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the snow. 2011, y'all had one of the worst winters ever. I'm miserable. I smoked drugs, I didn't smoke, I was miserable. I didn't do nothing. I didn't really drink, I smoked drugs. I just argued with my wife about, we gotta get out of here, it's not working. So they're supposed to open the office for us in Dallas, Texas. Good business model, but it didn't work for me. I just want to be who I was, I want to do what I want to do. I didn't want to follow too many rules. So we broke it off. Cost me tens of thousands of dollars because I put my own money in, moved to Dallas, Texas, we opened our own practice, and we opened up. It sounded like this. Because I'm really good at adjusting, but I wasn't good at bringing people into the office. So we struggled. First year, we were so desperate, we signed a $5,000 a month lease. $5,000 a month lease. A month for 5 years. That shit's over next month. I pay the last bill. Next month, we were stuck. Cell phone got cut off. We had a little bit. There was one night, I spoke to some students. There's some students in here heard I told the story. We had a negative $193 in our bank account. We needed to get home that night, and the car that we drove didn't have no gas. We had $40 left in the petty cash. There was an event called a Kwanzaa Fest coming up in our community, and it was $400 for a boot. I called the lady. I said, I don't have this boot, but if you let me do this thing, I can bring people and I can pay you out. She sat on the phone, she talked to me. There was a God-fearing woman, she prayed with me. We cried on the phone together. She said, you know what, every year we have 1 or 2 boots that we give to somebody in the community who can't afford it. All we ask you to do, if you can afford it next year, you pass it on, you pay for a boot for somebody else. I said, deal. We went up to that event. I followed back up with my friends who were doing what I should have been doing when we were in school. I got around those people. I circled myself with those people. I surrounded myself with those people. They told me what to do. They trained me on what to do. We went up to that event. We signed 39 new practice members in our practice. Never looked back. Diving in with those people, I became a disruptor. Okay? A disruptor. What is a disruptor? The disruptors we create. If you're in this place right now, you know, I'm a part of AMP, you know, I mean, there's people that say some tough things about it. I don't care, it's up to you, no matter what you're doing. If you're bringing people out of your community into your office, and you're getting them better through specific neurological-based pure chiropractic care, you're a disruptor, because you're creating a market where none existed. We take people, we do dinners, listen, in June, we take 5 G's. We buy crab legs, I'm in the South. Crab legs, ball shrimp, corn, potato, crawfish, turkey necks, jambalaya. And we feed over, it was about 100, right? Gabe was there, some of the students here, they were there, they can't help us out. 100 people. Bought them some food. I did a 10-minute presentation, not about chiropractic and how we can help and how we can sell. I just told them who I was, why the hell we were doing it. 35 new people started care. 35 people referred 35 people. The pastor who let us rent out the place, let us do a health talk in this church. We signed up 39 people. Each one of them, they made $20 just to get a neurological evaluation. Some people say, you devalue chiropractic. Put your practice against my practice and see who devalued it. What? Because we created a market where none existed. We taking those people for $20, introducing them to something they didn't know nothing about, so we can raise up their health, raise up our practice, the community, to raise up the profession so we can take over healthcare. It ain't about AMP, it ain't about me and my practice, it's about us taking over the profession to get together. Shit, we need to come together. Dr. Cornell, can you tell me about, what I'm supposed to eat? Hell yeah, stay away from bread, pizza, and pasta. But you may see me at the local hamburger joint. I'm not a freaking dietitian or a nutritionist. I can't tell you about that. You know what I mean? What kind of exercise you do? I show people how to exercise. I say, if you got low back pain, I got this one that I do. Whenever the stupid trainer made me do deadlifts, I pull my leg here, do like that, and just stretch. Nothing specific? Hell no. I used to play football, but I'm not a damn physical therapist and a personal trainer, so, I got a guy that comes to me. I train with him. I can give you his number. I'm not any stretches, any things I can do for this? Yeah, I'm going to tell you. You're going to come to the office, you're going to swipe your card, you're going to lay on the table. I'm going to give you a 60 to 90 second adjustment. You're going to go home, you're going to let your body heal. It's going to heal with time and repetition. In a rhythm, if you miss next week, that's going to interfere with the healing process, so you can get your ass in here, and you're going to heal. That's all I can tell you. So, and it's like people talk crap, well, you got to do right, how you going to take care of hundreds of people? I don't know. I got a family that my sister called and said, Cornell, I need $1,600 to help pay for my rent. If I'm not disrupting the community, bringing people into my office, I can't help those people. And if I really want to be a disruptor, and if I really want to be on the president's circle at life, I have to be a disruptor because I got to make money so I can give away money to help other people. It's not all about money. Well, what is this about? Because we need money to take over the profession. We need money to be the title sponsor in our community so people can know what chiropractic really is. We need money. It's like You talk about money? Shit, if you're afraid to talk about money, get the hell up out of here. Go work for free, go on a mission trip. Be a lifelong missionary. Shit, we need money to help people. Not just ourselves, but our family. We need money to bring my family out here to Colorado on my birthday. You know what I mean? There were some students back there that came that I know. I said, man, you ate breakfast? No. Yeah, I ate breakfast. I said, you got money for lunch? Yeah. I said, man, here, take $100 so you guys can go and get lunch. You guys made a sacrifice to come out here. I remember being a student. You know, it wasn't for my friends selling drugs and sending me money and sending me a package every day. I wouldn't have money. Here's $100. How many of you guys today, raise your hand if you know a student that's here visiting from a chiropractic college that you paid for their lunch, bought them a soda, a breakfast. Raise your hand if you did that. Give them people a round of applause. Let me tell you right now, that's how you create disruption, because we have to raise up the youngins. As in the hood, we call our young fellas youngins. You know, I'd be an OG. We got to raise up the youngins. If next year, if this room ain't filled, all you guys didn't raise your hand, I'm going to punch you, because those students need help. They come out here, they fly, they need money to eat and drink. Shit, if we passed out a bud and gave everybody $20, the students, we gave them all $20, we fill up the room, because this room needs to be filled. They got legends sitting in here. It's disrespectful for the room not to be filled. But we're not creating disruption in the community. We want to fight on the Facebook page. We want to hate. Shit, we need to get together. You want to do network spine analysis? Do it. You want to do TRT? If you want to be sitting in your office doing nutrition, that's up to you. I'm not knocking that, but we create disruption. You got to bring people in. Don't be hating on each other. I heard one time somebody say chiropractors, you know, they, I may be saying it wrong, they circle a wagon and they shoot with it. They shoot out! Michael and friggin' Jacob got all kind of guns, and I'm sure the rest of you are staying out here in Colorado so we can get together and we can fire up. Let's fire up each other. Let's get into fights. Let's rumble. Let's rumble. Let's rumble. You got to get out of your own way. You got to get out of your own way. You can't be hating on one another. It's like, we see about 500 people a week, and people are like, man, you're doing good. I say, I ain't doing good. Goddamn thing, because there's so many people in the community that's sick and suffering. 17-8, you all know, if you're practicing right now, you know, I'm not saying nothing new to y'all. A lot of y'all been doing this longer than me. But guess what? For you to get to that next level, to truly be a disruptor, get out of your own way. If you're a doc and you want to get to that next level in practice, find somebody who's at that level. Close your office down. I did it twice this year. Closed my office down, me and my wife. One trip, we left them with the grandparents, and we went, saw an office that was seeing 1,000 a week. We came back to our office within 30 days, we went up 100 visits. Because we're like, ooh, that's some good stuff. We went to another office, closed our office, took our kids, made it out of a business vacation, went up another, you know what I mean? It is going up. The last 6 months in our practice, we put over 400 new ones in our practice, but then we got stuck with retention, right? So then I'm calling one of my buddies. Yesterday they did a presentation on retention, and I was like, dude, this is good. You might need to patch it up and sell it, because we all got problems with retention. I'm bringing all these new ones through, and we have a problem with retention. So now I'm at a new level, so I got a new demon on my back, and I gotta get it off. Retention is the demon that's on my back. I'm gonna beat his ass up the next time I see him. You can't be lazy, you gotta train. You gotta train your team. You know what I mean? You don't like Amsterdam and British, go to Maximize Living. You don't like Maximize Living, go to this person. Go to, Dr. Schubel, gotta practice all of, call them and send them an email, find out what they're doing. But you gotta have something, some kind of baseline. You gotta have some kind of baseline. If you think you know it all, you're done. Show me $1 million, show me you make $1 million. Then show me how much you're donating back. How much you're donating back. I want to be a $25,000 to $50,000 a year donator in chiropractic. And I can't do that right now because I still got student loans. I'm making other investments, but I got to be a huge disruptor in my community before I can make noise in chiropractic. And if we all donated right here in this room, if we all donated at least $1,000 a year, we can do a lot. We can get more students to go to chiropractic school. We can get more research. A lot of y'all like chiropractic. I see people on the chiropractic just out there research. Well, shit, we need money for research. Well, when they didn't get some money, the medical profession got money, that's because they're creating disruption. They got these 90-minute commercials where the ladies like, they show the guy running through the green pastures, he's happy, but this may cause this, and this. They got money, we don't. So guess what? You need to be a disruptor. Students, some of you here right now, outside of us buying you lunch, don't take our lunch if you're not going to do shit with it. If you're not going to put the work and time in to be a better chiropractor, don't take our lunch. We're not buying lunch for you. We're not buying lunch for the group of students. You go to an office that's seeing 1,000 a week. If you want to see 1,000, you go to an office seeing 800. If you want to be 100 a week chiropractor, that's cool. You're still creating disruption. But you go to that office and see what they're doing. At each level, you need to go. Because at each level, we all got different demons. Tell me right now it's perfect, and I'm going to tell you it's a lie. It's not perfect out here. It's tough. It's rough. It's hard. It's like, I'd rather, there's days that I'm like, man, this lady gave me a hard time. I'd rather be out selling that cocaine-a than to be dealing with this crap. But this is safer. I don't have to worry about going to jail and getting killed. I got kids. Engage in a mission. Engage in a mission. What's your mission? What's the mission? If we're chiropractors, then we all kind of want the same mission. So the thing that turned out around from my wife and myself was that we opened up an office in Highland Park, it's the richest part of Dallas. And we're paying this high rent, and I'm a dude from the hood. I'm smart. You give me the book, you tell me what chapters to read, and when to pass your test, I tell you the people that ever taught me. But I wasn't able to be myself when we were in that practice. So it kind of just faded out. It just got stuck. I said, we need to do it again, we need to open another one. Because I'm gonna start being myself, and they're not gonna stop me. They don't stop me, they don't have to come. I'm gonna create disruption. I create disruption in our community. When they're like, we need a title sponsor, the chamber president, the mayor, he comes to us. I said, Ms. Laura, what's the title sponsorship? It's $3,000. Who's doing it? Well, the dude, Mr. Bill from Hahn, I know we can't compete with Hahn, but you know what? I'm gonna give you $3,200. You can tell him to kiss our rump. I know he's a millionaire. We're not there yet, but we're gonna be the title sponsor because it's our community. It's not Hahn community, it's our community. But guess what? I started being myself. I wear sneakers in the practice. Some of the practice members are gonna be like, shit, that really happened? You really feel that bad? And they're like, Dr. Cornell, I'm just like you, I'm human. We gotta desensitize ourselves. We gotta connect with these people. We gotta be human. Yeah, it's gonna take time and repetition, your body will heal. Girl, how are you doing today? You just don't look well today. You all right? That last adjustment didn't work? I'm gonna hit the other side, okay? You're gonna come back. You're gonna tell me what happened. You're gonna tell me what's up. And we're gonna take care of it. It's cool. All right, now I really like you. Most of the people say, man, what I like about you guys is just be yourself. You know what I mean? I do a doctor's report and I drop an F-bomb. They know we're human. They know we're human. Because everybody think, oh, the doc, you probably drive a really nice car. I don't. My sister might call me next month and ask for $3,200, so I can't drop a $3,200 car note because I may have to help my family. The chamber may need something. We may have to buy lunch for the teachers or the police and firemen. We might have to donate to somebody's kid who need help. But we got to be ourselves. We have to desensitize ourselves. We first got to come together. You know what I mean? All this bitches fighting in the room with each other. I don't know half of you. I watch it on a secret group and I don't comment because I'm not going to get into internet fights. I'm going to come to the next conference where you say you're going to, and I'm going to be like, what did you say? We come together. Just a little bit. We don't have to like each other, but we should respect each other. Respect what the other person's doing. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like me. I really don't give a damn. I'd bring the whole Holly Grove to this conference. I can afford to bring them here. And I have a whole army of people ready to do some fighting here. You call the police, they're not afraid to go to jail. But we need to get together. We need to brainstorm. The first thing we need to do is find out how we can double the attendance in Mile High next year because it's disrespectful for this room to be half empty when there's people in here who deserve the respect for it to be full. Then we got to figure out how to stop fighting. Then we got to figure out how, if you're not creating disruption in your community, how do you do that? How are you doing it? How are you doing it? So one thing we're doing, October 29th, in our office, we have like an in-office experience, showing you how to bring a new patient or practice member, whatever the hell you want to call it, from off of the streets into the door, how to keep them, what to do, how to get them to pay money so you can become a disruptor, right? How to keep them. Even though I told you I'm not perfect at keeping them, so I'm still learning. But I know enough. I can know enough. If you're saying 50 or 100 a week, I can help you. I can something I can tell you. Because the guy who's saying 550 a week is something he can tell you, same old people, right? So we're doing that. I forgot to put up my credentials to my Facebook page, but you can come to our office. By October 29th, we're gonna have a new facility. And you can come to our office and see how we're doing that. But if you don't come to me because I cuss a lot, you can find there's a couple other offices doing it on that day. But if not, you find somebody that you can relate to, that you can connect with, and you learn what they're doing. And you start to do it. We come together, we make our profession great again. I stop the little whining and fussing within. And it's okay, we're gonna have a few haters, but if the majority of us, 70-80% of us stick together, and we all just start donating to a cause, you know, the cause, research, if you want research, ICPA, whatever it may be, we can get together and do this thing on a high level and just become one. We need to become one and take over healthcare. So I appreciate you guys for having me here. It's been amazing being out here. I've had a really, really good time. And I just thank you, Danny, for everything you guys are doing. And thank you for you guys that came before us to lay the foundation so we can be here. I appreciate you guys, the presidents, assistant presidents at the school. Thank you guys for what you're doing. And students and docs, let's just come together and make this thing good. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Dr. Zeus Cornish!